Now, my show prep for today was a little different from the normal reading and emails and scanning Twitter and making phone calls. It actually included a gym workout on the way to work. So I'm sitting here feeling a little bit smug about all the calories I burned in the name of research. The reason I was working out is that our life hack of the week is to tell you how artificial intelligence can take some of the pain out of your workout and help you reach your fitness goals just that little bit more easily. With me in studio is Andrew Collins, who is the owner of threezero Gym at the Cape Quarter. Relatively new, it opened a couple of months ago, and it is the first in Africa to offer a Biocircuit which uses AI and gamification to minimize your workout time but maximize the results thereof. Andrew, it's great to have you with us, and thanks for having me this morning.
Thanks, Pippa. It was great to have you there. Hope
it was
you
fun.
Enjoyed your session.
I really did, and I loved the time management, that I could do an entire proper workout in half an hour and walk out feeling like I had worked hard.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose behind the Biocircuit. We all have got busy lives these days, and we've got to try and jam in as much as we can.
Yeah.
So to be able to get that workout in 30 minutes and make it an effective workout is what it's all about.
Yeah. And it's not to say that I was skimping on the exercises. The reason it's possible to do it in half an hour, Andrew, is that the technology has taken all of the lost time, the waiting time, the queuing time, the time spent adjusting equipment. Tell us a little bit more about the Biocircuit and how it actually works.
Yeah, so the Biocircuit is an amazing product. It's a bit like a super circuit that you might remember from gyms, but everything is automated. So the first time that you come to the studio, you need to get set up on all of the machines. They need to know what your personal body settings are, what height the seat should be, what your range of motion is, what your 1 rep max is. Once we've set you up on the circuit, then it becomes simple. You arrive at the studio, you tag in at the kiosk, it recognizes you, it'll send you to the first machine. As you get there, that machine will set up to you, load your program, and then guide you through the workout. And then you only have 30 seconds between machines, and you move quite quickly. It takes exactly half an hour to do your workout.
And that workout is a double circuit, and it's a mix of cardio and weight-bearing exercise. Look, this is the part where I confess, Andrew, that until this morning I hadn't set foot in a gym in roughly 20 years. I do exercise outside at Inside Out Fitness, so not to say that I've been a slob, but I hadn't been in a gym setting in 2 decades. And it was another world. I mean, besides the fact that the equipment is much sleeker and better looking and ergonomically more designed than it was 20 years ago, that the speed of moving around through everything was quite something. This is technology that's actually been developed in collaboration with NASA, I understand.
That's correct. Yeah, NASA required a way for astronauts to exercise in space, and so they developed what's called a biodrive engine, and that allows us to do with a single machine. You can do a number of different resistance types. So we're able to offer on the same machines, we can either do an elastic resistance, a viscous resistance, isotonic with an eccentric overload. These are all very technical terms.
Yeah.
But what it means is that if you're trying to achieve a specific goal, we're able to tailor a program specifically to you. So we might have 12 people on the circuit at the same time, all moving around, but each person is doing their own program, which is slightly different to the other person.
And those 12 could literally be a Springbok rugby player getting ready for the match this weekend next to a 70-year-old wanting to keep their body in as good shape as possible, next to somebody who's recuperating from an operation and had to exercise in a different way.
Exactly. Yeah. It really can cater for everyone, which makes it and it's a lot of fun. Hopefully you would have seen the gamification this morning. It just makes the time fly past when you're training.
So let's try and explain that for those who don't really get the term gamification. Obviously it's making a game of the workout, but I mean, so for the purposes of the workout this morning, I was looking at a screen, and instead of what I would have seen 20 years ago, which might be a sort of a demonstration of a hill and you're going to run up here and dip down there and then go here next, it was like playing a game of Snake on an old Nokia phone, trying to guide the snake through a maze. And that maze was basically how high I was pushing or what resistance I was pushing at. And the machine was telling me, you're not working hard enough, or you're going a little bit too fast, or you're pulling back from the exercise too fast, slow down. So your aim is to keep the little dot within the maze that you're tracing while you're doing this exercise. And the result of that, I mean, for somebody like me who would otherwise be sitting there going, I hate exercise, I hate exercise, I hate exercise, I was going, damn it, I'm outside the lines. What am I going to do to get this right? And it went by in a flash because of that. I'm sure the psychologists would have a field day about what that says about our attention span, etc. But do you find that it's a good way of keeping people not thinking about the fact that they're working.
Absolutely, 100%. They did some studies in America. They took 600 people and put them through a workout program, half of them in a gamified way and the other half not.
Yeah.
And the people who went through the gamified workout did their exercise more often. They got better results. And all in all, it was just a far better achievement.
Interesting.
So the idea behind this is to try. It is fun, but at the same time, it's with a purpose. It's making sure that when you work out, your range of motion is correct, that you use your full range of motion for every single rep, and you don't start to cheat as you get a bit tired. And it's also making sure that you work at the right pace. So that helps you ensure that you get the most effective workout in that short space of time.
Because without that, you could sit down on the machine and do 2 push-ups and tell yourself that you've done that part of the circuit. But this is saying, I expect 20 of you, and they need to be full push-ups at full range of motion.
Exactly.
And the little ball is going to fall out of the maze if you don't do it properly. The important thing here, it's to do with getting the proper form. I can't tell you how many times, my mom's a retired physio, Andrea, and I can't tell you how many times she's walked past an exercise circuit of some sort and winced because she's seen somebody using the equipment incorrectly or with really bad form and saying that they might be fine now, but if they keep on doing that in 10 years' time, they're going to need a knee replacement. I've heard her say that so often. The whole idea of setting up a circuit like this is that you can only do the exercises the correct way.
That's correct. It's to ensure that you are completely safe while you're training.
Yeah.
And the purpose behind threezero is to try and provide a way for people to work out who maybe are not comfortable in conventional gyms. They don't quite know what to do. They don't know how to do it, and they feel a bit out of place. We've created a very nurturing, very safe space where you can train safely. It's fun, it's safe, and it's fairly quick.
And you've kept it fairly small as well, so their eyes on you. If you're struggling with the machine, which is unlikely given the setup, but if you do need help, there's somebody right there. But at the same time, you don't have the sense of a personal trainer lurking, sort of peering down your shoulder and wincing at how badly you're doing it. At the same time, I did like that. Now, in terms of who's coming already, I mean, Andrew, it's very early days. You only opened a couple of months ago, and this is your sort of starter branch, hopefully with a view to expanding this concept into the city and beyond. Who, as a matter of interest, is coming to work out at threezero?
We've got a very broad range from young teenagers all the way through people in their 20s and 30s. Our oldest members are in their 70s.
Gosh. Okay.
So we literally, and we can often have all of those people on the circuit at the same time. Which is quite amazing, and it's lots of fun to watch.
Yeah.
And as they move around the circuit, the machines are adapting to each person, and it's seamless, and it just makes the whole process very quick.
I should also mention you've got several sort of options of kinds of circuits depending on the goal of your workout. So whether you are somebody recuperating from an op starting from zero again, or somebody who has a very specific high performance goal in mind, you tailor make the sort of the circuit that is programmed for you to meet that. Won't you tell us a bit more about some of the options?
Yeah, that's right. We've got 5 basic programs. We have one called Start Moving, which is for people who've never trained before. We have Stay Young, which is obviously for older people, where we take the inertia out of the initial phase of the movement, makes it a little bit easier to do the exercise, to get it going, to make sure people do the full range. We have Lose Weight, that also speaks for itself.
Yeah.
We have a Tone Your Body program, and then we have a Boost Performance program for high-level athletes. But aside from those, we are able to tailor make a program specifically for people. So we've created some programs ourselves for runners and cyclists and so on.
We are, just for anybody who might have come in late to the conversation, we're talking to Andrew Collins, who's the owner of threezero Gym at the Cape Quarter. It's the first in Africa to offer the use of this kind of artificial intelligence-driven circuit called a Biocircuit, where everything is set up for you based on your particular body type, body weight, your fitness goals, etc. The system knows what height your seat needs to sit at on each machine and adjusts that for you automatically. So there's no wasting time moving things around and trying to heft weights off and dropping them on your foot as I would do, anything like that. I believe we've received a voice note from someone who's already tried it out. Andrew, let's take a listen to what they've got to say.
Hey, Andrew and Pippa. Just wanted to say that I think I was one of the first trial guys that Andrew had and invited people to, and I loved it. That gamification thing just changes your whole idea of what a gym should be. It's a small place, it's nice and intimate, and you kind of get going and have an absolutely amazing time, and you don't even notice that you've had a workout because you're concentrating. As Pippa, as you said, you're trying to keep that little dot inside the lines, and you just get mad at yourself when you don't get it right. So it's a great thing, and I think everyone should give it a go. It's Charles in Tamboerskloof. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for that, Charles. Really nice, unsolicited for the record. Nice to hear from somebody else who's been around. And he's really nailed it. And it's a shift of focus. It's eliminating wasted time. It's finding a way to make it fun, even for somebody who doesn't traditionally enjoy sitting on a machine pushing weights or on a bicycle, etc. But it's also that lovely environment. So you've got it set up for 12 people at a time. Also want to mention their lockers. You've got change rooms. You've got shower facilities. So if you want to pop in on the way to work, like I did this morning, it was very easy. Let's talk about pricing. It's effectively a digital personal trainer, but a lot less expensive than paying for your own full-time personal trainer.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So we've got memberships starting from 1,195 Rand a month, and that gives you unlimited training. So whereas you might normally, if you were training with a personal trainer, be spending, anything from 2,500, 3,000 Rand a month, and you would have a very few sessions or 2 or 3 sessions per week.
Yeah.
You're able to train with us as often as you like. And I think what most people find very useful is you can do it whenever you want. So if you don't have to do it at a fixed time, you don't have to make a booking. You can just arrive, and when you can fit that half-hour exercise into your day, you can pop down to the studio, do your exercise, and you know that the moment you start on the circuit, in exactly half an hour, you will be finished.
That's a really manageable. You could do that within a lunch break in for people who have lunch breaks. I don't, but your average office work, for example, you want a break in the middle of the day. There's time to get across, do a workout, still shower, and get back to work in time. What sort of days and hours are you open?
So at the moment we open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Friday, and then on Saturday mornings from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. But obviously, as we get fuller and the demand is there, we'll increase those hours.
Okay. And as I said, this is the first. It's kind of like a prototype, testing the market, getting the concept out there. Andrew, is your hope that this grows to more branches in Cape Town and beyond?
The plan's world domination, Pippa. No,
okay.
Yeah, we absolutely are. I very much am looking forward to opening branches. We're getting lots of inquiries from the southern suburbs already.
Okay.
I've also had from the Helderberg and from the northern suburbs. So, we're hoping to get out there. My plan is to franchise it. So if there's anybody who's keen, give me a shout. But that's the plan, is to get the studios out there.
So is there anything I should have asked you about that I haven't, that you'd like to add, let our listeners know about?
I think it's really just to get across how efficient it is. Often when you go to a conventional gym, it's quite easy to get distracted. You might have to wait for pieces of machinery to become available. And you often find you spend an hour and a half, but you only actually get 15 or 20 minutes worth of workout. And the beauty of the Biocircuit is that ability to just really maximize your time. To that half an hour that you spend there is a workout time. You're not messing around. You're getting down and getting the workout done. And I think the other side of it is the fact that it can cater to anyone.
Yeah.
No one needs to feel afraid. If you don't feel comfortable in a normal gym, I promise you, threezero, you're going to feel super comfortable.
And listen, I went in there off the back of a holiday where I did very little exercise at all for 2 weeks, followed by a week of being sick. And if I could do it, so can you. I hope I didn't disgrace myself too badly this morning. I really enjoyed it. Andrew, thanks for inviting me to come and check it out. I really enjoyed it. And it was an amazing contrast to the last gym I was in 20 years ago. It felt like a much more welcoming space, and it was a little bit less intimidating for somebody like me who's never going to be a gym bunny, shall we say. I really enjoyed it. And I hope you'll get some Cape Talk listeners coming down to try it out. If they want to just check out your website, get a sense of what it looks like, where they're heading for, the address is?
threezero.co.za. That's spelled out with letters, not digits. So 30 in letters.
threezero.co.za. The branch we've been discussing, which is already open, is in the Cape Quarter. You simply drive up to level A. You can park and walk straight into the gym from there. So it's easy enough to find on level A at the Cape Quarter. Well, Andrew, look forward to the follow-up conversation when world domination has been achieved. In the meantime, though, thanks so much for popping in.
Thanks, Pippa. Appreciate it.
Check it out on threezero.co.za.